Have you ever wondered why a generation so fluent in the language of self-care is also one of the most anxious? We see it everywhere. The pastel-colored infographics on our feeds, the gentle reminders to drink water, the gentle reminder to light a candle, the gentle reminder to take a deep breath. Millennials have embraced looking after mental well-being. They champion therapy. They destigmatize medication. They turn a quiet night into a revolutionary statement. But if we practice self-care, why do so many of us still feel on the verge of breaking? It is a strange and unsettling paradox. The popularized version of self-care has become a commodity. It is something to be bought, packaged, performed. A face mask becomes a declaration of self-time. A yoga class becomes an investment in inner peace. The focus has shifted to a checklist of aesthetics. It suggests happiness can be purchased, that a bad day is fixed with a bath bomb. That narrative ignores deeper roots of our unease. It sells a simple solution to a complex problem. This version of self-care places the burden on the individual. It whispers, if you are stressed, you are not doing enough. That's a heavy load. It implies systemic pressures of personal failings. Burnt out from 60-hour weeks? Maybe just journal more. Crushed by financial anxiety and the dream of home ownership? Have you tried a mindfulness app? The feeling of being overwhelmed is not just a feeling. In the UK, the data paints a stark and worrying picture of millennial mental health. Research from the Mental Health Foundation shows young adults report higher anxiety and depression than older generations. One study highlighted that a staggering 70% of young people in the UK have experienced a mental health issue. These are not abstract figures, they represent millions. The numbers are a quiet scream that echoes through our society. This is not uniquely British. The story is similar across the globe. The World Health Organization reports a global mental health crisis, with young adults particularly vulnerable. A 2023 study in The Lancet confirmed rising anxiety and depression among 18 to 35-year-olds over the past decade, showing that rates have been steadily climbing for the past decade. London, Lisbon, Toronto, Tokyo. This shared experience points to something larger than individual brain chemistry. It points to a shared environment. Back in the UK, the Resolution Foundation's research adds another layer to this story. They found millennials are the first generation in over a century predicted to be poorer than their parents. This economic precarity is a constant low-level hum of anxiety. It is the stress of insecure work, it is the gig economy, and the ever-present fear of not being able to make rent. Let's talk about the elephants in the room, the big, scary, systemic issues that no amount of meditation can make disappear. First, there is work. The culture of hustle, constant availability, has bled into every corner of millennial life. We're expected to be passionate about our jobs, to go the extra mile, to be reachable at all hours. This relentless pressure leads to burnout, emotional exhaustion, physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion. It feels less like a temporary condition and more like a permanent state of being. A young graphic designer I know, let's call her Chloe, described it as feeling like a battery that never gets to fully recharge. She loves her work, but the expectation to always be on has left her perpetually drained and anxious. Then there is the housing crisis. For many millennials, the dream of owning a home is just that, a dream. In the UK, house prices have soared, wages have stagnated, creating an impassable gulf. This reality forces millions into an unstable and expensive rental market, often living in precarious conditions with no long-term security. This isn't just a financial burden, it's a psychological one. The lack of a stable home base creates a deep-seated sense of impermanence and insecurity. It is difficult to build a life, to feel grounded and safe when the ground beneath your feet is constantly shifting. And of course, there is the ever-present glow of the screen. Social media, the great connector, has also become the great amplifier of anxiety. It presents a curated, filtered version of reality, succeeding, traveling, thriving. This constant comparison is a thief of joy, as the old saying goes. A 2022 study from the University of Bath linked higher social media use with increased depression and anxiety. It's a relentless highlight reel that can make your own life, with all its messy, unphotogenic realities, feel profoundly inadequate. Dr. Pooja Lakshmin calls the commercialized version faux self-care. She says it's a deceptive marketing tool that distracts from building a sustainable life. Real self-care involves making difficult choices. Real self-care involves setting boundaries. Real self-care involves dealing with the messy, unglamorous parts of life. It's not about escaping reality, it's about fundamentally changing it. Consider Ben, a junior NHS doctor. He tried mindfulness apps. He tried running. He tried healthy eating. None of it touched the core of his anxiety. It came from understaffed wards, immense responsibility, the feeling that he could never do enough. His self-care became another task on an impossible to-do list. The solution begins with a shift in perspective. We must move from an I problem to a we problem. Your burnout is not just your burnout, it is a reflection of a toxic work culture. Your housing anxiety is not just your anxiety, it is the result of a broken market. By seeing our struggles as shared, we can begin to dismantle the shame and isolation that so often accompany them. The first step towards meaningful change is, honestly, realizing that you are not alone in this fight. This realization is, in itself, a powerful form of care. This leads us to the power of community. Genuine, supportive connections with others are one of the most potent antidotes to the pressures of modern life. This is not about networking or accumulating followers. It is about building real relationships where you can be vulnerable, where you can ask for help, and where you can offer it in return. It could be a local sports club, a book group, a community garden, or simply a regular check-in with a few close friends. These small pockets of belonging create a safety net, a buffer against the harshness of the world. They remind us that we are part of something larger than ourselves. Beyond our immediate circles, we must also advocate for structural change. This can feel daunting, but it is not impossible. It means supporting policies that protect workers' rights, like the right to disconnect. It means demanding affordable housing initiatives. It means having conversations with employers about creating healthier, more sustainable work environments. It means supporting political leaders who prioritize public well-being over corporate profit. This is the macro-level self-care that a generation truly needs. It is slow, difficult work, but it is the only way to address the root causes of our collective distress. So let this be a call to action. Reflect on the pressures in your own life. Are they truly yours to solve alone? Look around you. See the same struggles mirrored in the faces of your friends, your colleagues, your neighbors. Reach out, connect, start a conversation. Let's redefine care not as a solitary retreat, but as a collective act of resistance and creation. Let's build a world that is kinder, fairer, and more humane. A world where we don't have to constantly escape, but one where we can all genuinely thrive. The power to do this lies not just within you, but between us. If this resonated with you, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe for more content that challenges the status quo and explores what it really means to care for ourselves and each other in these complex times.